Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you keyframing. So keyframing is a really powerful feature and you can use it really creatively. It allows you to change filters over time so you can have effects blending in and out. So there's a few different ways to keyframe, and I'm going to start off with the most simple. So first of all, I've applied a filter to this first clip on my timeline. I'm just going to engage it now. It's this one here, white balance. So you can see there it's changed the colors of my video. Now, if I open up keyframes, I can do so by clicking on the icon at the top here, or by selecting the tab at the bottom. It should be next to timeline. Notice how our timeline changes from this view to this one. So the most simple way to use keyframing is to adjust the start and end points in your clip. See here on the left, we have this green bar. If I click and drag this over to the right, I can change at which point in the clip the effect will be applied. I can also do the same at the end. So if I go back to my timeline and play from the start, we'll see we have no effect, then it'll turn on and it'll turn off again. So that's the most basic way we can use keyframing. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is gradually fading in an effect. So you can't actually do this with all of the filters. The ones you can do it with will have this icon next to them. See here it says use keyframes for this parameter. So if you can see this, you'll be able to blend the effect in and out. On white balance, we don't have the option, so we cannot actually blend the effect in. It's either off or on. Now I'll turn on contrast for this next example. So I'm just going to increase the amount so it's very obvious. So this time we can see here contrast is selected in our keyframes window. We've got the start and end points once again. So I can adjust those so we have no effect and then it jumps up to the full effect. But you'll notice this flashing circle has also appeared. So just like adding a fade to one of your clips, you can actually fade the effect in. So if I play this back now, we'll see the effect is gradually being applied. And again, we can fade it out. So when working with keyframes, to view the keyframes for each clip, you need to make sure you select the relevant clip. So for example, this clip here, I have no filters applied. So if I go to keyframes, we can't see anything. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is a bit more advanced, and this is where you can be most flexible. So I'm just going to get rid of my fades and put back the start and end positions. Now, for the next example, I'm just going to choose a different filter. So this time, I'm going to engage rotate and scale. Now, as you may notice here, on this filter, we've got a number of different things that we can apply keyframing to. So this time, I'm actually going to click on the button, use keyframes for this parameter. Now, if you have your keyframe window open, you'll notice this lane appears. Now, what we can do is find a point in our clip, then make an adjustment, and you'll be able to see there that is drawn in these two different points. Again, if I click somewhere else and make an adjustment, it's now drawn in another point. So what we've done is told this filter to make an adjustment on this parameter over this period of time. So if I play this back now, you can see there it was changing over this period, going back again over this time, and then it goes back to normal. So this is a really great way of increasing or decreasing an effect. You can also double click to draw in different points. Then you can simply drag them and move them all around. Now, if you've got more than one keyframe available, you can click on this and it'll open up another lane So now I can make adjustments to the scale over time. So this time I'm going to double click and draw in a point. So now it's going to be adjusting the scale over the whole length of the clip. Obviously, this is a very bizarre example, but I wanted to make it obvious while I was showing you. So just remember, if you've applied keyframing to any of your filters, you need to select that filter to be able to see the keyframe information. So if I go back to white balance, we're only going to see the white balance keyframes. And if I go to rotate and scale, we can see all the keyframing that was applied to this filter. You can remove any keyframing by simply clicking on this icon once more. This box will appear just to make sure you want to remove the keyframes. So that's how to apply keyframing. I'm now going to show you a couple of examples of where I've actually used it. So I've just opened up this travel video project to show you a couple of keyframe examples. So the first thing I'll show you is on this clip just here. So in this shot, I applied some blurring. And if you look at my keyframes, you'll be able to see I've gradually increased the amount. So if I play this section back, you can see there it becomes blurrier over the course of this clip. Another example is on this one here, where I've just used some very simple keyframing. So I've got contrast applied to this clip. If I play it without, the colours are consistent. Now, when I apply contrast, you can see there the contrast is increasing. So if I open up my keyframes, you can see I just started it partway through and then faded it in. I've used keyframing in a slightly more advanced way over here. So if you watch this clip now, I've actually automated the saturation. So I'm going to make sure this clip's selected and open up the keyframes. So you can see here I've drawn in some automation to change the amount of saturation over the clip. So as you can see there, applying keyframing is really easy and you can use it in loads of different ways. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, you cannot apply keyframing to all of the different filters, but you can make your videos a lot more interesting using the ones that are available. Hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you in the next one.